Passengers, may I please have your attention? We are flying over the most beautiful city in the world. Either on land or at sea, a climate of endearment will be waiting for you. Enjoy this tropical paradise. Come over. Be welcome. Welcome to the marvelous city. During every day of the year, Rio de Janeiro is an international point of attraction. This is the city of joy, where living is intense for millions of tourists. Here, your sole concern is to be happy. If you spent your whole morning on the beach, be sure of one thing. You're going to be very hungry for lunch. And here in Rio de Janeiro, there are hundreds of restaurants for you to have a meal like a king or a queen and taste the rare excellence of international cuisine. Visiting each nook and cranny of Rio is an unforgettable adventure. And the marvelous city has its arms open for all of us. How about a tour? Here is a true monument to old Rio, the Carioca Aqueduct, the Lapa Arches. This magnificent structure comprises 42 arches over which a small cable car rides from the Lapa area to the old alleys of Santa Teresa district. This is the Quinta da Boa Vista. The old Imperial Family Palace, today a national museum, a complete technical heritage with more than 1 million items, such as fossils, indigenous handicraft, and exotic minerals. Another monument to old Rio, the Municipal Theater, inaugurated in 1909. This is the actual temple of culture in the Brazilian capital of culture. And now let's dive into the pure air and peace of the botanical gardens. Let's breathe the flowers' beauty and perfume. Here you can see more than 5,000 different varieties of plants in the country which has one of the richest flora in the world. But let's get back to modern Rio and to its daring architecture. The monument to the dead of the Second World War, the Metropolitan Cathedral, the Rio Business Center, specially designed for conventions, lectures, and cocktails, and the 15.5 kilometers long Rio-Niterói Bridge with a maximum height of 60 meters. But nothing would be perfect, nor the city marvelous, if there weren't excellent hotels here. In Rio, you can stay at 5-star hotels comparable to the best ones of the world. By the way, in the best Rio hotels, the world is within your reach through your television set by a satellite picked up by parabolic antennas. This is the internationally famous Copacabana Palace Hotel, a tradition that is blended with Rio's history, and among its many refinements, it has even an art gallery. But now it's leisure time. After all, we are in Rio. What about the Jockey Club emotions? Or maybe stronger emotions, a Fla-Flu game that is the game of the best two Carioca soccer teams at Maracanã Stadium. In the biggest stadium of the world, more than 170,000 spectators live together great spectacles. In a city where marvels are part of everyday life, where people know how to live for the present days, facing life as a gift. The biggest of them all. The gift of Carnival. No doubt the biggest spectacle on earth. Coming up next, new wonders in Rio. Let's continue with our tour. This is the famous Bateau Mouche. There are scores of boats like this with music, bar, and restaurant on board. The Bateau Mouche can carry up to 150 people through Rio islands and beaches in 4-hour journeys. The boats operating from Tuesday to Sunday are mostly called for by tourists of the whole world. After a nice journey, let's go shopping. You can reach the shopping centers by free buses. You can drink a delicious cafezinho. There are hundreds of shops at your option with the best quality articles where you can buy the latest fashion items or splendid Brazilian jewelry. Children can have fun in this small water castle. And is there anything better than playing? The entire city of Rio de Janeiro seems to irradiate a magic force that leads us to fun, stimulating us to set free our imagination, floating in a universe of dreams and making our fantasies come true. There is also an alternative commerce, the hippie fairs. Here you can buy artworks, handicrafts, and clothes, and even hammocks and lace made in Ceará state. The Corcovado tour is a must. Corcovado mountain is 709 meters above sea level. And its top is a monument to Christ the Redeemer, 38 meters high, weighing 1,145 tons. From Corcovado, you can see one of the most beautiful landscapes of the planet. And there's also a romantic way to get to the peak, by this small train that leaves every 20 minutes. Corcovado is a unique moment in the tourist's life, and its remembrance is a souvenir forever. Going to the Sugarloaf is another unforgettable adventure. The access is by a suspended cable car which leaves every 30 minutes. During a 6-minute trip, you can have a fascinating view at a height of 394 meters. Anyone who came to Rio and didn't ride in the Sugarloaf cable car has missed an intense emotion. But now, the natural beauties of daylight make space for evening wonders. Ah, the sunset in Rio de Janeiro. And in the evening, there are lots of things to do in Rio. The nightclubs turn on their inviting lights. And there are always very beautiful shows for you to see. Our worldwide famous mulatas. More mulatas. Mulatas playing with tourists. And the excellent rhythmists. Luxurious fancy dresses. By the end of the night, our guests cannot resist any longer and surrender to the samba, and everything ends in a lively carnival. On the last day of the year, Rio beaches are crowded with devoted people and tourists. That is the feast of Iemanjá, the queen of the sea, in the Candomblé religion. Devoted people from the whole country bring gifts and flowers and remain all night long on the beach, singing and praying for Iemanjá to make their hopes come true in the next year. And then the new year comes, with the marvelous fireworks display. Rio de Janeiro's sky is transformed into a giant color panel of fire. Millions of people from different parts of the world go to the beach to watch this wonder. Just one more wonder in this city that lives in a permanent status of beauty that is irresistibly magic, bewitchingly beautiful, which, like a waterfall, is an eternal flow of inexhaustible wonders.